Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Scalable Multiplayer Game Design Show. My name is Erik Jacobs. Joining me today are my partners in crime, Michael Clayton.
Hello, hello.
And Mr. Derek Reese.
Hey.
Derek, you're growing a beard, man. Looking good.
Thanks.
Starting to get a bit lumberjacky.
Yeah, I'm in the Pacific Northwest. I gotta look.
You gotta look the part. Got SpongeBob in the background joining us today. So yeah, what have we been up to? We didn't get to do last month because we had a lot of crazy stuff going on internally, and so we didn't get a whole lot done to actually show you. But we did get a little bit done more recently, and what we did do, or what I did, or what I butchered, probably is more appropriate, was I butchered my way through getting single sign-on working. We already sort of had it a little bit with the chat lobby for the game, but what we wanted was for the web client to authenticate you, or at least force you to authenticate, if you will. So what I'm gonna do is show my screen here. Hey Diva73, thanks for joining today. Yeah, this is the one I want to share. Okay, can y'all see the OpenShift interface?
Yeah, looks good.
Cool, all right. So this is our OpenShift cluster here. Really, thanks. So we've got the single sign-on operator, which has deployed Keycloak, Red Hat SSO, and its database. We have the InfiniSpan operator, which has deployed the game data grid cache, which really isn't being used for anything yet. We'll get there someday, but when I run my little script, that's what it deploys. We've got the AMQ broker operator, which has deployed our message broker, which is how the game client communicates with the game server. Then we have the actual game client, which now is a true Node.js application running Express, because that's how we're doing the Keycloak integration. And then we have the Ruby-based chat lobby. Oh, you know, if I deploy the game server, I could actually just throw this up and we could let people play the game, or do like blow things up while anyway, we'll maybe get to that for next show. So if I open the chat room lobby, there's no skinning on this. I should probably bootstrap it up or something. If you have a favorite web CSS framework, either you, Michael, you, Derek, or any of our viewers, go ahead and put that in the chat. But anyway, so when I click the login button, it's going to direct us to single sign-on, and we can skin. I think we can skin this page, because I know that the internal Red Hat one looks different. We're not using any local-based authentication. We're only ever going to use GitHub for the purposes of this game, because why not, right? We're all techno computer programmer nerds. So when I log in through GitHub, if it doesn't blow up, apparently I was already authenticated enough to GitHub that single sign-on sent me directly back. And so now I'm in the lobby and I can send chat messages. This will actually work. I'm going to put this in the stream chat. This isn't a permanent URL. This is just a cluster that I have for now, so it'll probably go away. But if you log in with your GitHub ID and type chat messages in the box, they'll appear in here. I don't know if the scroll bar will ever appear or whatever. But anyway, what we did under the covers, hey, Mr. Clayton, there you go, test. What we did under the covers, if I inspect, if I make the text bigger, oh, it does make the inspector bigger too. So what I did was I wanted the game client to force you back to the lobby if you weren't already authenticated enough. And so one of the hacks I did, drop table spaceships, yes, exactly. One of the hacks that I did was I made this link for Play Now a form that actually posts your encoded JWT access token. And so it posts this over to the web client. If I pull up the web client code, And Michael, I know you had made some changes. I don't have your changes here, but I have enough to just show what's going on. If I pull up app.js, this is a Node.js application. It uses Express for pretty basic handling. And so when somebody posts, it runs a series of middleware handlers in order. And the first one is, okay, check SSO handler. And if we scroll down to the function, the check SSO handler does a couple things. First, it says, all right, I'm going to redirect you back to the lobby by default. If I can't figure out what to do, that's what I'm going to do. First thing it does, it says, hey, if the request has an access token in the body, you're sort of already logged in, most likely. So we're going to send you to SSO. Now, this sounds dumb, right? Like, why don't we just always send you to SSO? Because I wanted you to get sent back to the lobby if you weren't logged in. And so sending you to SSO if you are already logged in kicks you back to the game client, but doesn't actually send you away. I know that sounds really weird, but like if you think about it, if you just bookmarked the game client URL and you kill their cookies and you close your browser and you went to the game client, what we don't want you to be able to do is get kicked to the login page and then immediately kick back to the game client without ever seeing the lobby. Ideally, players should start in the lobby so that we can show them notifications, or if this was the real world, so that we could sell them 5,000 things with microtransactions. We definitely want them to start at the lobby. And so what this is doing is it's basically saying, okay, does the game client know anything about your session? If it does, we'll send you to like double check your authentication to make sure that you're still valid, like maybe you timed out or whatever. But if I can't figure out what's going on with you, I'm just going to shoot you back to the lobby and then let the lobby handle showing that you should really actually click the login button. So if you have an access token in your request, we don't redirect you. If the server has session data for you, then we don't redirect you. Otherwise, stuff is missing, and so we force you back to, or redirect you to whatever the lobby host name is as an environment variable. So pretty simple stuff. We took all the existing code for the web client, which was basically just static HTML and JavaScript, and we moved it into the public. I moved it into the public folder, and so all that stuff lives here. From a phaser perspective, I made a couple of really minor changes. In the menu scene, there's now a quit button. So if I scroll down here, so there's a button that will appear for quit. So as soon as you come into the game client, the first thing that happens is you see the menu, and one of the menu options is now quit. And then if you click the quit button from the menu, it sends you to the /quit path. And then if we look at the Express stuff, /quit does two things. It destroys your session so that or as far as the client is concerned, as far as Node.js is concerned. So destroying the session means that you're no longer going to have this keycloak data in the session. So that's good. That means that you'll get redirected next time you show up. And then it redirects you back to the lobby. So quitting the game from the quit menu redirects you to the lobby. There was a quit button that we had added way back when. I added ugly quit button to the upper right-hand corner, and that would take you to a quit scene. Probably the quit button in the menu should also take you to the quit scene, but whatever. The reason that we have this special quit scene is because once you're in the game, you have to tell the game that you're leaving the actual game, like the playing field. Whereas if you're in the menu, you're not actually in the playing field yet. You haven't been initialized. So I guess we don't need this quit scene for that. Anyway, so we send this leave message via the client, which tells the game server like, hi, I'm leaving, bye. And then we do the same thing. We just href the user back to /quit, which destroys their session and sends them back to the lobby. I don't have a game server running, So when I click play now, it will take me to the client. The client will eventually load. I will eventually see the menu. And so if I click quit, it's going to redirect me. If I click join, oh my God, it's going to play music. Don't do that. Don't do that. Jesus, Mary. Oh, and the quit button is hidden by the Zoom thing. So if I click the X now, I'm back in the lobby. But you'll notice I'm not logged out. I can still go to the lobby and do things. If I click play, it's going to take me back into the game. And then because I'm posting into the game, it's going to be like, oh, cool, I know who you are. I'm going to force you through SSO real quick, but you're all good. So quickly turns me back around and I'm back in the game. And now I can just go and quit directly from here. Same thing. I should probably send you actually back to the lobby and not just to the host. So that's my bad. But that's what's going on now. And so if I, let me copy the link. Oh, that's a form. I can't do that. All right, let me do this. So if I copy the game client link URL, and no, don't do that. And then I quit. If I just try to go back to the game client now, I think it's just going to boot me back to the lobby, which it does, because my session's already gone from the last time I quit, and I didn't post any data. So it didn't redirect me because it didn't find any data to post, but I'm still logged in terms of SSO, and I still have a session in the lobby, so I can still access the lobby. If I click log out, and now I try to go to the game client, I'm just going to get rebooted back to the lobby again. And if I try to access the lobby, now that I'm like the actual chat room part of the lobby, now that I'm locked out, this I think just boots me back to the homepage. So in theory, I'm sure there's some edge case that I haven't accounted for, but for the most part, I think this is behaving like we want it to. I don't know. What do you think, gentlemen?
It seems robust enough for now, at least, for sure.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
does
It's
all the
robust
things
enough
you
for my high school programming level to not explode.
Number one rule in game dev is ship it, get it in front of users.
Yeah, so I was thinking there is an OpenShift cluster that the product managers maintain. I think it might be a public cluster. So I'm tempted to get this all going in that cluster, and just leave it up and see what happens. I'm sure it'll be all kinds of atrociously awful and bad. There's no profanity filtering. There's nothing. I mean, it's all bad. So I don't know if that's a good idea or not. But anyway, let's see. Is there any other code that I want to show? I don't think so. Yeah. So Michael, you had wanted to try to work on showing like some player data on
yeah.
debug. It's a trap.
Yeah. Actually,
I don't know
forgot
if you
about
want to
that.
live code that or not.
Sure. Yeah.
Otherwise, it'll be real boring.
Yeah, I was thinking about the camera motion, because right now the sprites are not, or the camera's not locked to your own sprites, so you can kind of move off to the corner of the screen, and it's kind of weird. It seems like the camera should follow your own player. So I was thinking that we could live code that, but the player data might be even a little more useful. But either way, it's just phaser stuff, and did phaser a little while ago, so I might remember.
I'm trying to figure out how to stop sharing. It's
It's
like there's a button up, but I can't click it.
Before you do that, can you go back to the lobby?
Oh gosh, yeah. I'm sharing all kinds of awful things. There's your lobby, sir.
Oh, but can you log in?
I can log in.
I'm gonna try something.
Are you sending empty messages or are you sending like space?
Oh, that didn't work.
Did you send a script tag?
I did.
I think it's because it's a script tag in a.
There
Whoa.
we go.
Did you send an alert?
The window.open didn't work for some reason. But yeah, it's a
Yeah, so we probably need to parse
jQuery.append,
HTML.
which doesn't sanitize HTML. So we'll need to.
Should I file an issue for that?
Yeah, before we put this in front of a lot of people, we should probably fix that. I don't know why window.open didn't work though. It worked for me. Like it sent the message came back, showed up on the screen, and a new tab popped up.
It's pretty awesome that you thought about that.
I
As
was
like
trying to Rickroll you, but it didn't work.
Well, I don't know that sending me to the phaser documentation is much of a Rickroll, but
Oh, did I change? Oh, I did change that.
He just never wants to give you up or let you down.
definitely not. It's never gonna leave me around or desert me. Labels, is there a security label? We'll just call it a bug, I guess. Or is it an enhancement? I don't know. I guess it's a little bit of both.
It's removing a dehancement.
Removing a dehancement, unintended feature. Okay, how can I stop sharing my screen? Zoom is like I'm trying to click the stop share, but it isn't actually doing it.
And it doesn't allow me to take over either. So
Oh God, this is awful.
You cannot start while the other participant is sharing.
All right, if I minimize all these things, can I click you now? No. Heaven help me. Maybe I will just exit the Zoom. Gosh, this is awful. Turn to meeting. Aha! Stop share. Yeah, did it. That was really frustrating.
Technology.
Yeah, I had to click return to meeting, which like kicked down the little menu at the top of the page or the top of my screen, and then I was able to click the button. Like for some reason, when it's hovering over the clock in Fedora, it wouldn't do the right thing. All right, you do that. I'm gonna try and get the game server running on the no, I'm not gonna do that.
Okay, so Eric, right before we started, we were looking at adding kind of a debug mode, like development mode way to bypass SSO. So you're not burdened.
Yeah, so there's a couple different things, right? So there's bypassing SSO so that if you're running the client locally with the server and you don't want to set up all the other things, it'd be nice if you didn't have to like have Keycloak running.
Yeah. So should we do that first, you think?
Yeah. Otherwise, what are you gonna do?
I mean, you could send me a Keycloak JSON that works.
I suppose I could
paste that in. But this could be a good thing to have too.
I think we want that for sure.
Okay.
But don't do it like we have to figure it out because right now npm start is running debug or whatever. So we might need like npm debug, which actually debug, like, you know what I mean? Because you were attaching it to the debug. Yeah.
When it's deployed, right? Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Yes, okay, sir. So I'm just going to start. I just pasted this this Docker run command for the game server.
Are you on?
Come again? I think we have some connectivity issue. Eric, you sounded like a very stretched out robot. Yes, I think so.
Are you on Fedora?
Fedora? Yeah.
You may need to run those as sudo.
The docker run command?
Maybe. Oh, Docker, probably not. If it was Podman, maybe.
I'm just running exactly this command that's in the README. So
Yeah, I see it. I recall there's some issues with rootless and Podman.
yeah, that's bitten me every time I've tried to use it. Some like group ID or subgroup ID or something like that relating to rootless. Okay,
So you got your message broker.
Yeah, that seems to be running. So I'm going to pop over here to the web client, and if we look at the package JSON, the start script is here, and it's got that debug flag that you mentioned, and
What's NVim?
NeoVim. It's like a modern fork of Vim with a lot of the legacy stuff removed and some new capabilities added.
NeoVim, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to go look that up in the background.
So this is the start script. I don't think I actually need to change that.
Usable is one of the features listed as for NeoVim, just in case anyone was wondering.
Unlike regular Vim, which is unusable.
Absolutely.
Right.
I say that as a
That's not fair.
Vim.
Somebody said that the Vim key binding stuff for VS Code is now like a default extension,
No way.
It comes
which is
stock
cool
with,
if it's true.
It's awesome.
Oh my gosh. Zoom it feels like everything is in syrup. Everything is so slow while I'm sharing. Ugh. This feels horrible. Okay. So what we were going to do is try to make the game server, not the server, the game client launch in debug mode and have the debug mode control whether SSO is required for any of the endpoints that we might hit.
Yes.
So these are all vars, but I'm going to break the mold and do const, bring in the debug package, and then
Isn't the debug package already in that bin www?
yes,
Which
but
is what loads
I'm in
app.js.
but I'm in a different file, so I have to import it.
Okay, this is just me not understanding how to JavaScript, so it's all good.
So say if not debug enabled. Oh yeah, let me bring this up. I had to look this up from the debug package. Where's the enabled? So it works something like this. You can query whether debug is enabled with the enabled function, and it has an optional namespace, so you can enable and disable debugging on subsets of your modules. But we don't really care about that, so I'm just going to run enabled with no argument, which seems to, I don't see this in the docs, but it seems to say, or it seems to just be a wildcard if you don't have an argument. So it'll add debug to, or it'll check if debug.
Yeah, is it enabled anywhere kind of thing?
Yeah. So we'll take away the keycloak middleware. And then I think the only other places, tell me if this is right, the only other places that it's used are here.
It's just a list of handlers, yeah.
These two, okay.
Yep.
So we can do something a little fancy. It might not be as readable. Like this is really readable.
You like,
if not
aren't
enabled,
you
then
hacking an array?
Yeah, we can use should be able to use the spread operator to take away these function arguments. Yeah, so let's try this. And you can tell me, Eric, if this is too unreadable, but I'm gonna pull those function arguments out and put them in an array. Call it middlewares. And oh, we don't have prettier on this repo, so I'll have to format this by hand like a caveman.
Got it.
That looks okay. And then this might be a little unreadable, but let's just try it. Okay, so I'm gonna put debug.enabled. If debug is enabled, then I'm gonna put undefined here. And if it's not enabled, if debug is disabled,
ternary syntax for the win.
Then we have the check SSO handler. And then I'm gonna do the
So
same
what
thing
happens if you
here.
have two? What I wonder. I guess we're going to find out what happens if undefined is listed as a middleware.
It does not like Express does not like that, which is why here we can do a filter. And this is a like super shorthand for just saying like if each thing in the array, or for each element in the array, if it's truthy, keep it. If it's falsy, drop it.
Okay,
So
and undefined is
after
falsy.
this- Yes, yeah, undefined, 0, empty string, null, void. Anything else? I think empty array is truthy. I forget. Anyway,
This is why I could never be a
Undefined is
programmer, because
definitely
you actually
falsy.
have to know programming things.
I don't know if these are programming things. These are just weird esoteric JavaScript oddities.
Sounds programmy to me.
All right, so we'll log that so we can take a look and see if the array looks right. And then the way that we'd actually use it is with the spread operator middlewares. So that should give us 1, 2, 3, 4 middleware functions. And hey, robot again. We should get 4 middleware functions when we're not in debug mode, and when we are in debug mode, it should be just the slash and oh wait, sorry, 4 arguments when we're not in debug mode, and when we are in debug mode, we should get 2, just the slash and the single index handler. You back, Eric?
I think so.
Oh yeah, sounds good. So I'll put that spread operator in the, change these comments, post. So get and post, all right. Save that, and I guess let's start it. Let's see what happens. All right, there's the log for middlewares.
We've a lot of
yep, slash and then 1 function, the anonymous function here.
yeah, because you're in debug mode. Looks good.
And let's try.
So if you visit yourself locally,
yeah, I want to just try it real quick without debug mode and see. Yep, there we go. Got them all. Okay.
Cool.
Debug mode's back.
So the reason I was using debug mode is because like Express doesn't log anything otherwise. And so it'd be nice if we logged the requests or whatever, but it's fine. We don't have to do it now.
Now this is it's nice. I'd never seen that debug package before, but it seems pretty cool, pretty flexible. And
we can probably get more specific with the way that we're debugging. Oh, it looks like, remember how you were saying when it was my app : it didn't do anything?
yes.
It looks like it would be srt-web-client : If you look at the
Okay.
last log message.
Yeah, let's try that. SRT web client.
So that won't log all, yeah, now we won't
nice.
log all that weird Express stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
And let's see, one other thing maybe we can do is this this port 8000 would be nice if you could actually click on it.
That's hideous.
Does that work?
It's because it's
doesn't work.
IPv6.
Yeah, but it's listening. I mean, it's still bound to. Let's just do port. Oh, HTTP. There. Now I can click on it. And remove that log. And we don't have to keep that. It's just, it's handy.
Yeah, it's you could do it with the debug flag. If you're debugging, then you output the.
Okay,
But it didn't look like it.
Yeah, I'm still getting redirected. Stuff is missing. Missing stuff, redirect.
Well, so but you shouldn't be in there. So we lost the console log of middlewares when you started the server.
Put that back. Oh, SRT web client : star didn't work.
So it looks like debug is now the way that it's being enabled because it's not purely star. You may have to change what you're looking for with your debug enabled comment. Because I'm assuming that this is now namespaced or something.
That's a good, yeah, that's a good, let's try that. So I'll just add it to this debug enabled. Debug enabled is false. Yep.
So try it with a namespace though, like of SRT web client.
Still false. Is it supposed to? Oh, that's.
Oh, hang on. What is that saying? It was right there. Yeah, where it was like foo. Debug equals foo. Note the calling enable completely overrides the previously set debug variable.
Yeah, this is enable, not enabled, but they
Got
should
it.
have similar signatures. What? You can enable debug dynamically by calling the enable method, and then the example is calling the enabled method.
Well, I think, yeah, I don't think they actually called the enable method. They require it and then they don't. Yeah, it's not clear.
Yeah, roboting again.
We're accidentally turning this into a session on Foley on Linux.
On what?
On a Foley recording, sound effects.
All right, let's switch back to star. It's noisy, but it's okay. We can at least see the calls to quit and whatever it might be. Okay. I'm going to close that. There we go. So we got past SSO. And now get DevTools up. And I guess the next thing is we find out if we can actually connect to the server here. Oh, well, that's convenient. Keycloak integration is disabled.
Do you have the server running?
Yeah, I started it before we did anything else. Keycloak integration is disabled.
Oh, then it probably is dead.
Doesn't look like it.
It won't. The server tends to segfault if it runs for a long time without anybody doing anything
Yeah,
with it.
but there's no segfault.
That's not the server. That's
This is SRT
that's
game
that's
server.
AMQP. That's not the game server. Artemis is just the messaging.
Okay, how do I run
You got to build it.
debugging and running the code made it sound like this is how you run the game server.
Yeah,
because
but
this
if
is
you
the
look
game server.
step 2 was go to the debug tab. Step 3 was click the play button for launch main. Assuming you're using VS Code.
Go to
blah,
the
blah,
debug
blah.
tab in what?
In
AMQP?
VS Code. In VS Code.
Okay.
These instructions assume that you're using VS Code. The instructions are bad. It's fine. Like you're not doing anything wrong. They're just unclear.
So what does launch main do?
It runs the debug in VS Code. But you can't do that because you couldn't install the Box2D dependencies.
Can't we run?
So you're gonna have to
is this it?
build.
Is this how you run the game server in?
That would build the image.
Here, how about I try this?
And
Start
then
the
you can
server.
do the quick and dirty. Yeah. So once you've built it, do you have Podman?
Yep.
Oh, well, you're running Artemis with Docker, not Podman.
All right. Whoa. Did that not copy the whole? There we go.
And then you get to pull the image again.
Hooray. I think I still have disk space.
I feel like we could have a subtitle on our stream that's like, also learn getting Podman and Docker on your local system.
Just learn all the things. If you watch this show, you will learn something about everything.
Yeah, this is the everything show now.
But everything about nothing.
You'll learn everything about nothing, or you'll learn nothing about
You'll
everything.
learn something about everything, but you won't learn everything about anything.
Sounds like a theme song starting. I don't.
That's my favorite.
Okay.
Did
so
you
Artemis is
build
running.
the? Okay, but did you build the image yet?
I copied the command that's in the README.
Did you build the image yet? Have you run an image build?
I have no idea what that means. It says start.
Do you
the
know?
Artemis broker.
Do you know how to container? So you have to do the build step up there to actually build the server into an image first.
Run doesn't build it for you, right?
So okay, here's the challenge. So
how is
you
it
have?
running?
Hang on. You've got Artemis, which is the message broker, which is not the game server.
Yeah.
But in order for the game server to do anything, it needs the message broker.
Yeah.
So what these instructions are attempting to do are telling, first get the message broker running, then build the game server container image if you want to run it in a container, then run the container image. So the steps are out of order and
so
bad.
I do this command, and then I do this command, and then I do this command.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let's do that. Okay. This is what I always hit. How do I fix it?
I have no idea. I don't even know. I've never seen this error on Fedora before, so I don't know. If you want to do all these things with Docker, you probably can without any of the sudos. So anyway, so just get rid of sudo and get rid of Podman and just do it as Docker. But I don't. That sounds like a misconfiguration in your system. Unknown flag V.
This is. I mean, we can go to the GitHub issue, but there's a Podman issue for this exact thing.
Yeah, I know that error. I've never run into it myself.
Yeah, I've never seen it either.
So Docker doesn't work.
What?
V flag.
The specified mapping includes the user ID. Oh, okay. Go to your. Just edit that file.
Sub
Edit
UID.
sub UID. And then show me what your actual user ID is. Like just do an ID on the command line. You are 2-1. So make sure that. So just add a 0 to M Clayton. Like it's set for 10,000 right now. Actually, just make it 50,000 and that'll fix the problem for you. Because what it's telling you is that your current user's ID is in the list of sub UIDs. So if you just change the list of sub UIDs so that it doesn't include your UID, which is 21,111. So just make that a 5
All right.
and then save that file.
What is the sub-UID file for? Etsy
Couldn't tell
sub-UID?
you. My guess is that it
If
has
I
to do with
reboot
rootless podman and
I can't log
namespacing.
in, I'm going to come find you.
So don't reboot before you change that file back. Did it say it again?
GID. No, it's a different file. It's sub-UID and sub-GID both have this issue.
Yeah.
That's not a
So
thing.
hopefully you don't have to actually log out and log in to make it work. Hey, I fixed it. I interneted. I did a thing.
I think somewhere in the issue thread about this, it says don't edit those files.
Well, make sure you change them back. As soon as you get done with running this stuff, go ahead and change it back. No event for Fedora, budget to spend 2. Interesting. It's been a while. Do we have the image in Quay already?
We might.
Here we go. This is my reminder.
Mildly amusing kind of watching these manual steps when Docker Compose just works flawlessly. Or at least those for me. Works on my machine.
So we have the server image in
There is a Docker
Quay,
Compose
but
file. Why are we not using that?
I'm using it. I'm lazy, man. I can't pod man all day.
I told you to just sub the podman commands for Docker, but you wanted to fix the GID and break your system instead.
I did. I changed Podman to Docker and it didn't work.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why Docker's broken.
It said Docker does not have a -v flag.
Verbose, I guess, is an argument. That's interesting.
No, it said it didn't have a V flag at all. So because when we do the build, we're doing it by mounting the files into the container as it's being built. And I don't know that Docker build supports doing that. I would think that it
You can
does,
copy
but I
files
don't know.
in, but I don't know much beyond that.
Oh no, volume mounting on command line, like with arguments, works both on Podman and Docker. I'm just trying to remember if it's the
So
same.
just maybe a different, it may be a different syntax.
Yeah, it's like one of those places I think where they like redid how it works in Docker recently or something.
I don't have Docker installed on my system, so I can't run it. You could try running his compose on the side. If you want to see which one gets there faster.
Is it in the README or no?
I don't know. Derek's the one that made it, so ask him.
I hope I put it in the README. God, I'd be a real jerk if I added support without putting it in the README.
Nope, not in the README.
Not in the README. Oh, I'm terrible. I'm so sorry.
Is it not?
Is it something as simple as just Docker Compose and it finds the file for you, or how do you?
Yeah, it's just you run Docker Compose up -d. That's it.
Up, like this?
Yep.
Nope.
Did you put a dash in there? Yeah, it needs to be a dash. Docker dash compose.
Docker dash compose.
Yeah. It's
I
a
don't think I
Python.
have that. Do I? I guess I do.
Yeah, it runs everything automatically for you. It builds it and then sets up the network, all that junk.
Probably gonna have, if
You run out of
it
disk
starts
space.
Artemis, we're gonna have some port conflicts, I think.
But you're running Artemis with Podman, so it's a different network space altogether.
Yeah, but it's still bound to what port was it?
Three. Niner. Nobody. Okay.
Did it stop?
No, it's doing the
Oh,
same thing
there
it
we
did
go.
before where it tries to pull packages and there's some comment about budget. Only you were using, I don't even know what would fix it. Wait, you're on Fedora 33?
34.
On 34? I thought I was on 34. Oh, I'm on 33. How am I still on 33? Jeez, I'm screwed.
All right. Finished building. So let's try to start it.
Wait, you're on 34 and you can't get the right box 2D? Oh, we're still using an ancient one. Yeah.
I think there was more than just box 2D, but that was the one that I like stuck out.
If anybody who's
'Cause that's
watching
the
knows
only
how to
one
write
with
C, we could
fixed
use some help.
versions.
We could use some help in the C++ arena.
Maybe it was just box 2D because that's the only one in this list that has a fixed version.
Oh, I don't have a keycloak.json on this machine. That's silly.
Michael Clayton, can you push your changes on the web client to a branch?
Yeah. Is this running? Oh yeah, the logs for this are very wide. Okay.
You can
I'll have
barely
to
write
exit.
English. Xenix, I don't know if writing English is as important as writing code. I think many of us can. I can't even speak English right now.
What are words?
Okay, yeah. Let me go ahead and push that so you can get it, Derek. Debug. I did a format. Oh, it's because editor config is there. Okay, whatever. I'll try to just push the changes that matter. No. No. Yes.
Well, you're doing like cool Git
Yes.
things.
Should I push straight to the branch or do a pull request?
You can push straight to a branch. We should only, I would think that we only need to do PRs when we're trying to put stuff into main.
That's what he was asking. If you should just
Yeah.
push the master or do a pull request. Do a pull request.
No. Push it to a branch until we decide that we're done with it.
Yeah. We don't want to break this if necessary.
Yeah, we're not exactly at a point where like we really have to worry too much about it being broken. I really would love to get it to a point where it's running on a public cluster and just like people just fly around all day and bump into each other and that's all you can do. Like that'd be great. If we had like 30 people fly around at some point, I'd be like so ecstatic.
That's the
Okay,
first
so
step.
the branch is debug-bypass-SSO.
Cool.
And I think everything else is just auto formatting noise. Oh shoot, I did miss one. No. Split.
I have no idea what he's doing right now. It's Git and it's cool, but I couldn't tell you.
That's the -p attach add?
Yeah, basically he's adding things in portions to get and staging.
No,
just,
I know. Yeah, instead of whole files.
Yeah. Get add -ip is pretty much all I ever do because the way I code, I'm just all over the place until I finally figure out that things are the way I want them. Then I have to break
Yeah,
it and commit. That makes
just clump around until something works and then commit 15 files. I did it.
What's the -i for, Derek?
I don't remember.
Interest. It's for interesting.
Yeah.
And impressive. Add missed files. Okay, now it should all be there. And now, what is going on with the server?
Serve name not supported for AI sock type. Connect to 108802. Where is? Are you still running Artemis with Podman?
Yes.
Yeah, it was Podman. All right. Well, if you do that again, oh shit. Well, now it's going to get a new IP address. So you got to do that inspect again.
I'm gonna do what? Inspect
The
what?
Podman inspect command that exports the broker IP address into a variable. Every time you restart the Podman container, it gets a different IP address.
Oh, that's embedded in this command. Wait.
So it's two commands in a
It's
box.
split. Okay, I thought it was a continuation. Okay, so let's do. Put them all together. Run that. 108803, 108803.
It looks like it did the same thing though. I don't understand what that serve name not supported means. I've never seen that before.
Is this? Did it get the wrong port, or is this something else? 5672.
I gotta pull up the server code. It looks like there's one too many things in there. Open recent game
Oh,
server.
that's hard. That port is hard coded.
I'm lost in your sort of command wrap. Broker IP TCP 5672 IT RM Quay. I mean, that looks correct. I've just never seen that error before, and I don't even understand it. Serve name not supported for AI sock type.
So one of them is running as sudo and the other one isn't. Is that?
No, because again, Docker and Podman. Well, I don't think anything's running in your Docker because the compose blew up. But they have completely different network namespaces anyway. That error is coming from Proton, but I don't understand what it means. Serve name not supported for AI sock type. Problem is with the call, it expects port to be the second parameter and to be an integer. And you're using the latest main or whatever?
Pretty sure I pulled before we did this. Let me try. Yeah, 8 weeks
Try
ago was
building
the
it
latest.
myself. I don't know that I have the latest code. Okay, I do. CMake, configuration, Visual Studio, containerization. TCP broker 5672.
Okay.
Where did it blow up again? Blew up on
Let me go
after
scroll back up to
fixture
where,
density.
uh,
It's just not clear where, so it didn't even get to setting up the server, did it? Or did it say that?
space ring things, game
Initializing
server.
configuration. All right, initializing configuration. It prints out all that stuff. No, it did log all of it.
I tried adding sudo to the game server podman run command and it has the same error still.
The Proton container.
I just want to do some phaser.
Well, this is your opportunity to make it do something without the game server. Port to be the segment. Client connect. Yeah, it has to do with the connection between the Proton client and the server, but we've had this working before, so I don't really understand what the problem is. Config.broker URI. Config.init. Oh, it's missing the port, even though it's there in your run command. Oh, God only knows what that's gonna do. I don't know. The latest image was pushed to Quay 2 months ago, so who knows? Might get lucky.
Yeah. Well, the latest commit to this repo was 2 months ago as well, so maybe it's fine.
Fingers
Oh,
crossed.
how about that? Same error with Docker. Feature parity.
Yeah, right. Exact. But look at the exec statement. SRT game server bin broker URI TCP:// space null comma. Like that just looks wrong.
What? What are you looking at the run command?
I'm looking at your screen. I'm reading from your screen. Executing entry point, exec home.
Oh, in the logs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Where is the?
oh, that's how did broker IP get to? Maybe the cuts are messed up.
I think you have some copy paste problems that are causing your issues. That's what I was saying, where like you have the same thing listed twice.
I don't know if you can blame this one on me.
I wasn't blaming it on you. I just said there's copy paste issues. I didn't say they were your fault or anyone's fault. It just that appears to be the source of the problem.
I feel like the source of the problem is these cuts are not returning what they're supposed to return, because that's where null.
It's possible that, so you're on a different version of Fedora. So it's possible that the podman inspect doesn't give the same output any longer. So if you just get rid of everything and just do the grep of the IP address.
It's secondary IP addresses.
So there you go. That's
Yeah,
new.
that's where
right?
it's coming from. Yeah.
So there's probably in the, I don't know if you can ask Docker inspect for a different type of output, like JSON path or something. Let's see,
We just
podman inspect.
Put quotes around IP addresses or IP address, and it should be okay. All right, let's switch back to podman.
Or you could just stop using the environment variable and just type in the IP address.
But podman doesn't have that particular problem. So podman gets the correct IP addresses.
But it's getting it twice. And so that's what's, you're still gonna have a problem because you're exporting two IP addresses and a carriage return into, dude, just stop trying to set the environment variable. Just go to your command and change $broker IP to 1088.07.
Or head one.
Oh God. Fine.
I could just fix it. That's another option.
I'll fix it while you do whatever it was that you wanted to do that sidelined us for an hour. Happy little accidents. Yeah, truth driller, you know it.
Okay. Mute. Okay, and I suppose I need to point the game client at, is it the broker URI or?
Is that JSON? Because if it's JSON, we can pipe it into JQ. Oh baby, it is JSON.
I love JQ.
It is JSON. Now I just have to figure out where it is. I wish there was a cool tool where you could like paste JSON in and then like click on something and it would give you the JSON path. That'd be cool.
I feel like there is a plugin I've used for that before. Can't recall it off the top of my head.
cool. I'm almost there.
Ah, there we go. Broker endpoint. That's what I need to change, right?
Sorry, I'm not looking at your screen. Hold on.
Because it's pointing at,
Yes.
at AWS.
That's not your LB, sir. Network settings. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. JQ. How do I not have quotes? JQ-R. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna fix the README someday.
Oh, I think the game client is connected, but where's my ship?
Go look at the server logs. Oh,
Unexpected.
you don't have enough verbosity. Unexpected type 1 binary got map. Never seen that before. You're doing an awesome job of breaking all the things. Usually it's me.
Strive to impress.
Just following orders, sir. How do I change verbosity?
Let me look at the thing to see if it actually will do what we want. I don't think anybody's run it in a container in a while. Because I don't think the entry point takes a verbosity flag, and I've only run it locally. Hang on. Entry point, yeah. How what does your run command look like? Yeah, we'd have to like mount the config file into the volume, and I don't know how to do that. Oh, no, there we go. CMD-V log level. Add a -E. So go to just before -IT.
Okay.
-E capital log underscore level. Yeah, space capital log underscore level
Law like this.
equals 2. Put it in quotes, 2 in quotes. See what happens. Nope, standard error verbosity is still 0. I think it's gonna change anything. Yeah, you still got the app. Nothing, we didn't change anything on the client side from the last time this worked.
Does this run for you? Maybe you can share and we can make some progress.
I'm working on it. I'm slowly trying to get us there. But when I try to run the game client, my laptop creator's even harder.
Hmm.
Let me see if I can get this running here. CMD-log level, that should work. Hang on. See if I can even run it locally. Studio code running, containerization, broker. Oh, I found a cool JQ that'll fix our IP address problem. So I
Awesome.
just need to put that in the README. Interesting. Mine, are you on, what, when was the last time you pulled code?
In which repo?
From the game server?
About 6 minutes ago. The last push was in 8 weeks ago by Derek.
Interesting. Hang on, my server's doing something weird. Localhost, that's why. That's why my server's doing something weird. Oh, you're using the Quay.io one, not the one that you built locally, right?
Yeah, I think so. That's the one that's in the README.
Yeah, that's probably why you're having weird issues. Hold on a second. I think maybe not. All right, I don't have the client running locally, so I need to get that going. File, new window, file, open recent, SRT web client.
Did this AMQP game client module come from? Where did this come from?
We wrote it.
Okay, for
Yeah.
this project. Cool. I was looking for searching for docs online, and I figured it came from I don't know, AMQP npm package or something. But that explains why I don't find anything. I was just gonna poke around at the binary /map thing.
How about not?
Maybe
So I'm not getting that error, but I'm not getting a ship either.
Yeah, I'm not getting a ship anymore on my local.
Oh, I didn't change my WebSocket. Hold on, I gotta fix my WebSocket connection.
I just have that set to localhost 5672.
Yep. Yeah. No, I have to actually change it. Config.yaml. Where are you? Client, I know it's here somewhere. Why can I not find it? Where's the config file for the WebSocket?
Config.js inside public JavaScripts.
Ah, damn it. Okay. Why is it in there? That's a weird place. I have to restart the server when I do that? Probably. Oh no, it's a public file, so no. Tab muted. Okay, it's muted. All right, server. Yeah, unexpected type, want binary got mapped. That's new. I don't know why that would be happening. So let's do something interesting. I'm gonna stop my server. And I'm gonna check out something very old.
Would you like to share while going through that?
Oh, sure. This is really gonna melt my machine down for sure. Like no question. All right, what was the last beginnings of a quit button? Add keyboard driven buttons to the main scene, grayed out non-functional. Start to build out a HUD. Okay, so I think I can check out this commit.
I do have a new error. Message consumer.c++ unexpected type want binary got map.
Yeah, that's the one we all
That's the one that
got.
we're hitting.
Yeah.
All right, here is the old thing. Source config.js endpoint host 5672 npm start npm run dev.
Who broke the bill?
I don't know. We're about to find out. Probably me. Okay, so it works before we switch to Express. So my guess is that something in Express has broken the way the message communication works. Because I have seen my player, that all worked. I didn't get that binary thing. So heaven help me if I can figure out what on earth could possibly be wrong here. Let me do one more other thing here. Check out. Are we still master or main? No, we're still master. All right. Oh, did my JWT? I thought we cherry picked my. Oh, what? This is weird. My branch is behind. Oh, okay. I see what I did. I hadn't updated from. Anyway, no worries. All right, npm start. Localhost 8000. This is gonna break.
I think
Right, because I don't have your changes.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to figure out if your changes broke it. If that makes any sense. Like the things you did, but I don't know that I actually ran it with a server after I did the Express stuff. So let me hack something really fast here. App.js. So I'm just gonna get rid of these things. That should work. And if I restart you. All right, so that's working. Player identity, scene, fine, sure, great. No. Nope, console, yeah, that's what I want. All right, so that's working. Let me run the server again. Actually, let me run it. I thought that was supposed to do something different. Standard error verbosity arguments. Is it not? Oh, I think I know why. It's not an environment variable. Let's try 4. Oh. This is Docker file. Entry point, whatever. Command-V log level. Does it not work? Oh, because I put it in the wrong place. Nope. Executing entry point, exec SRT bin entry point, SRT bin, SRT game server bin. Different. I'm trying to figure out why the entry point and command is not actually doing SRT bin entry point. Container build bin entry point. Container build bin entry point, right. SRT bin entry point. Okay, so it's running the entry point. Echo exec executable. Where does the executable come from? There's the executable name. Executable username. Bin. This is one of these like nuances of command versus entry point and Docker that I don't understand.
What's the question about the nuances between the two?
So in the Docker file, we have that we use this entry point, and then we also have command.
Yeah, so
But it appears that, go ahead.
So entry point is how you get into the application, right? Command gets appended to that. So
But it's not, it doesn't appear to be being appended.
it should allow you to swap the command that you're running. Like if you're on the CLI and you override the command, like that's the part that gets
So
swapped.
this should be passed in as the CMD, right? This $@.
Yeah.
Don't the arguments for CMD need to be in quotes? I've always seen them in quotes.
Okay, but if you look at this argument, it's $log level, which should be an envar,
Okay.
right? And even though I'm setting an envar with $E log level equals, it doesn't appear to be doing anything or passing it in. And the echo isn't showing anything either. Right, so here's the executing entry point, here's the exec that it says it's doing. But if we look at the entry point, It's supposed to be showing, so it should at least have a -v, shouldn't it?
Well, all I'm saying is every time I've seen CMD, inside that array, each individual item has double quotes around it. Like the -v would be quote -v quote. That's the way I've seen it. I'm not a Docker guy. I don't know what's what. I just know this. I've seen it before.
I don't think it matters.
I did see a V in the console output on the next line by itself.
This thing?
Yeah.
I don't know that that's,
Oh, that's verbosity probably. That's probably a coincidence. So a line or a column.
I think this is just the output of, yeah, right, correct. Yes, that's the output of the logging library that we're using. I mean, I can always just override the whole entry point.
You shouldn't have to override the entry point. You should just be able to override the command. Yes, it should be dash change CMD, I think.
Not that I can tell.
So you do like dash dash change and then space and then CMD equals.
No. Podman run options image command arg. So you should just be able to append it at the end, but it didn't work either. So here's my -v6.
Oh, the Podman docs don't even cover the proper way. Like it has a piece on entry point, but it doesn't have a piece on command because I guess they assume
Right,
that's
because at the last thing in the run statement is command. Like if you look at the help output of the
True.
Podman command, Podman run options image command arg.
yeah.
So just by putting something at the end, you should be running command. So if I just put bash here, it's gonna fail because I'm not overriding the entry point. But if you look again, like if we're execing some kind of command or whatever, like it's just not doing that.
Yeah.
It's fine. I give up.
It works fine with the Docker. I didn't have it working with Podman. Roddy tested that.
Interesting. I didn't even get the join at all. Oh, because sorry. Web client. I have to change my config.js again. Start. So this is gonna probably be some horrifically ugly, like JavaScript-y problem that is probably gonna be way above my pay grade to fix. Same problem. So let's go to verbosity 8, which I think does like crazy command debug dumps. Nope, not even there. Message consumer CPP 120. So let's go to message consumer. Oh. Great, thanks. Yes, I realize that that's I think this is going to be even before we're logging anything. Because I had added a ton of log messages for like receiving joiny stuff, but that might actually be before this even happens. Message consumer. But have to add more log messages here and then rebuild the container. The question is, where is it having the problem? Unexpected type, yeah. So something weird is going on with the AMQP library when it's being loaded this way. But like, I don't think we've changed any of the stuff in here. And so this is where the conversion that Jared had done to, this isn't TypeScript, whatever this formatting or way of doing things is called. Like, I have no idea how to debug JavaScript at this level because I don't know how to like in the console get into any of these things. So maybe one of you can explain to me.
Click a breakpoint where you want it to stop.
Yeah, you can add the breakpoint and then launch the application with like the debug, and then use the debug ports on Chrome. Let me make sure that works.
I have no idea what you just said. You said set breakpoints in VS Code or set breakpoints in the browser?
In the browser, in Chrome DevTools.
I use VS Code, but
Incoming commands, message consumer, that's in server, CPP. Yeah, so the only difference in, like, I don't know that there's any difference in any of the messaging code, but when I checked out prior to Express and ran it, like, it worked fine. So something has changed in the way that the messaging code is being loaded, executed, used, wrapped. Like, I'm out of my league here in JavaScript land. Like, I don't even know how to begin troubleshooting. So I'm all for ideas.
Open Chrome DevTools and go to the game.
All right, let me move this
Go to the
side.
sources tab.
Hang on, I'm gonna move it to the side.
And from sources, you can hit Control P, and you can get to it just by navigating through the tree too.
So it's not that this is the problem. It's like, I don't actually know what to do. Like, okay, yeah, great. I can add a breakpoint, like a breakpoint to do what?
What we're
You know
looking
what I'm saying?
for
Like,
is that initial point where the AMPQ library is loaded and sends that first set of communications to the server.
well, so the library is not what's sending the first set of communication. It's this is what we're doing when we go into the game, I guess. So I guess I probably want to debug here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to start somewhere.
Did I
We don't
just
know
add a
what's wrong yet.
breakpoint? Yeah. But no. All right. Let's see what we got here.
And then over on the right under scope, you'll see all of the variables that are currently in scope.
Yeah. And then
can,
if I want to, yeah,
yeah,
I think I
that's
want
the
to step over.
So I guess
Let's see. So what is our SCB join buffer? I mean, that looks right. That's a uint data array binary string. QP message equals this RIA message. Okay, that looks good. Like none of that's changed. Body is that. So body. Yep. Right. I mean, this all looks good.
Okay, now at that
This
point, did the
sender
server complain?
Server wasn't even running.
Well,
Definitely didn't complain. Definitely did not complain.
just unwind the stack a little bit, run that function again. I wonder if that would work.
All right, so this is where it said it was supposed to have sent something, but it didn't appear to send anything.
it's async, and I don't know if that is async, right? The send function there.
I don't,
I don't know.
I have no idea. I would assume so, but. Well, here, I mean, there's the error. But none of this code has changed. Like this file was simply moved from one location to another one, and now it doesn't work. Like none of these none of these files changed. This code is identical, but it doesn't work when it's loaded this way, and it works when it's not using Express.
Is it like a weird dependency thing where something's breaking in that send function?
The browser doesn't think anything's broken.
It said expected binary.
Oh, you know what? Hang on. I have a very weird idea. I bet the protobuf files changed. No, because the protobufs, we're not using the binary outputs. We're using the dot proto files, which have not changed, I don't think. Yeah, the proto files have not changed.
No, I mean, if we look at that error message though, it's like, was it expecting a binary got a map?
Yes. Yeah, so something is changing the behavior of what is being sent.
Why is it expecting a binary if what being sent is a map? Like that's what you logged in the Chrome Dev Tools, right? Was that it has a map and that's what's in the body? Was this something where it was failing before and we didn't notice? And
No.
now it's working. It's
No, because I did it 10 minutes ago. I reverted the code to prior to switching to Express,
right.
and it works.
I saw that. So line 97 of AMPQ or AMQP game client, right? Where we had the
Right.
break. Right.
Mhm.
Was that body maybe not working previously and now it works? Like we were sending a, this .sender.send and the body was just false. And now that it's populated with data, it's not working.
If it wasn't populated with data, the game never would have worked.
Okay, so that line was required to function to make the rest of the
Yeah,
game.
this is hi, I am a player, I am joining the game message. And so if it wasn't working before, you never would have gotten a picture of your player or anything. So what I can do is like, I can revert the code, run this again, and then we can look at, yeah, and we can set the breakpoint here and look at what's in the thing and then like compare the two things. But let's see, so web client.
And this might be a wild goose chase, but the only thing I can think of, because you've validated that that's a map being sent, and why is it expecting a binary? You know what I mean? It doesn't add up. Like, why are we expecting a binary if we're sending a map?
I mean, we should be sending a binary.
Wait, why? You just showed in the Chrome Dev Tools that you're sending a map, right? At that breakpoint, you're sending just a giant map of data.
Nothing has changed in the code. So we were always sending a binary. We were always expecting a binary.
Wait,
so if it's sending a map now,
so just show that to me.
Let me do the thing that I said I was going to do.
Okay.
So let's check out. All right, so this is loading. I will go to the source. I will go to the game client. I will set a breakpoint on this sender send body. I will join the game. We will hit the breakpoint and we see that body is this thing.
Okay. So where's the binary, or not binary, but where's the data that is being sent that we're expecting that isn't matching up? Like, what does it look like when it's working?
It looks like this when it's working.
Okay. And there's zero difference between that and what we were looking at with the rewrite.
I mean, is there a way that I can like copy this whole object? Okay, copy this object. I literally just want a web diff. Is this it? No. Okay, so if I copy the object, this is all I get, type code and content.
Okay.
If I then I want to stop. Why is there not a stop? I guess we're already stopped. Anyway, so now if I go back to this and then I oh, I need to change my config again. Unless this is some weird, like, local hosty protocol-y problem. That would be my, that's gotta be it. It's like some weird, let me try something different here. What's the broker IP address? 1088.05. Just for giggles, just because I'm insane. I've seen weird problems with localhost before. All right, so now we do localhost 8000. Pull up the thing, pull up the JavaScripts and the AMQP client. Okay, we already have the breakpoint on that. So when we do the thing, what? So much for bypass SSO. Is it not doing the right thing?
Debug is false, line 3 of that config.js you have up.
Yeah, that's not related.
Okay.
Oh, is it npm debug or something, Michael? No, you have debug star. Didn't you add output to like show the middlewares or whatever?
No,
Did
we
we lose
can't
Michael?
if you're talking.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I removed that.
Okay, well, it's not working. Like it's redirecting me.
Okay. Try npm start again and make sure in the DevTools network tab you have bypass cache or disable cache checked.
In the DevTools network tab, but that's not. Disable cache?
Yeah. Now refresh.
Okay. I don't think that's the issue, but we'll see. Okay.
I think that's the issue.
Yeah. Well, either that or something else, but yes.
Or maybe it was that.
So they're definitely different, but most of that is going to be the UUID. So if you look at the first 7 lines, so it's just differences in the bytes after. So the first 7 bytes are the same, which makes sense because the UUIDs are different, right? There should be a UUID in here somewhere.
Crazy also theory. If we
This
updated
UUID.
a dependency, did a default change on the encoding? Because in
If we
JavaScript,
updated a dependency, none of this code has any dependencies or changes.
okay.
So like, other than Express like giving you the browser endpoint, everything else is identical. So like Node.js and Node.js's dependencies play no part in what's happening here, because all we're doing is loading files. So all of these files, 100% of everything in JavaScripts and lib and scenes and model and everything, these files all existed previously and did not change.
Can you step through that function, the send function, to identify the point where?
So step into.
Yeah. I kind of want to follow body and see where it gets transformed into straight up binary data that gets sent.
So this is where we're in. So
Okay.
now we're in RIA, which
Yeah.
is what's sending stuff.
That line right there, message.encode, should encode it into binary format.
So do you want me to step over or step into?
Step over, because payload at this point should now be, yeah, just binary data. Huh. So why is it saying that's a map? Express doesn't like do it. It shouldn't do any interception of anything. It should be.
This is going directly from our browser to the message broker.
Yeah.
Unexpected type 1 binary got mapped. So I don't even know. Maybe did I change files? I don't think I did. I think all I did was move them. Let me do this. So this is adding the app.js. This is the bin www. This is some weird. Oh, this is the requirements file script that Michael had suggested. I don't think we need it anymore. I'm not sure. Oh, you know what? I think you're right. Hang on. You might be right here. So I think we are using different versions of stuff, SRT web client, SRT game server, SRT web client. So if we look at package.json, Lodash, Phaser, Protobufs, RIA, etc., are now in here and they get copied in. And so if I git log, so this is probably a bug in newer versions of something. Cherry pick, migrate to Express. Aha, okay, good call. I think that might have been you, Derek. Copy. Git reset hard head, git checkout, whatever. Okay, and so these are dependencies, but they're not. No, we are loading them in. Directory, no notify. And then if I look at source index HTML, we load node modules, node modules, node modules, node modules. So we're loading protobuf, UUID, phaser, and Lodash, and then we're pulling RIA from network. Okay, so if I look at RIA, is there a version in here anywhere? Son of a bitch. Why do they not put versions and stuff? How do I figure out what version of RIA this is? No. Definitely not what I wanted to do. Let me look at this. So I think what has happened is there's some dependency version change. SRT web client. And so if we look at packet, no, this is, we want to look at debug bypass SSO package.json. So RIA 1024. So my guess is that the RIA library has changed. So I might just have to go backwards through time until I find a RIA library that works. Because if I look at package JSON here, phasers 352, phasers 352, protobuf is 610.2, protobuf is 610.2, RIA is 1024. Nope, that's the same. So we have, interesting. So RIA is listed as a dependency in package.json here. Oops. But if we look at index.html, we're loading RIA from network, not from node modules. So the RIA that we were using way back here isn't actually even this RIA. It's some other version of RIA.
Whatever version we pasted into the repo.
It's whatever version this file is. And so I'm not really even sure, other than like downloading each tagged version and diffing it to figure out which version it is. You know, which is fine. I can do that. It's not the end of the world. But that's basically what I think happened. So if I come here and go to GitHub RIA tags, come on. 1024 was the last in the 10s. Okay, can I see? Let's check the date on it just for giggles, which I don't think is going to give us what we want, but
1024 was a year ago, if that's the date you're looking for. I have it up on NPM.
Got it. This says August 4th, ria.js. All right, so let's look at 1024. I guess it's in dist, right? Yeah, ria.js. I think I'm also using the min and not the regular. And so who the hell knows if that's the problem?
That shouldn't be.
Okay, so it's definitely not 1024 because the file we have has a bunch of changes to it. Like humongous changes to it. Like barely even the same file.
If you search the package lock for RIA, does maybe protobuf has a dependency on it too, and we have more than one version in play?
But we're not, I see what you're saying. Hang on a second. I'm at the previous commit. So if I look at package lock, and what do you want me to search for, RIA?
Yeah.
It's only listed
okay.
here.
Okay.
So I don't think it's a dependency of anything.
Yeah.
But remember, we started doing, maybe we didn't start doing this more than a year ago. Maybe it's a newer version than 1024 that we have previously, because that's, no, August 4th is like today. How do I look, can you look through the Git history and find when ria.js was added
Yeah.
to the repo the first time?
I mean, besides 6 months ago, which is only slightly helpful.
Say what?
Besides 6 months ago, which is only slightly helpful. Just what the commit said.
I don't know what I don't understand what you mean.
As far as how long ago it was added. What I'm looking for right now, I'm trying to figure out if the default encoding changed in RIA, and if so, how do you set that? Like from different versions. So what's happening on the C++ side is it's looking at the message queue with message being specifically a protobuf message. And it's expecting to get a binary message and decode that using protobuf. And instead what it's getting is what it identifies as a map instead of a binary string. So my assumption based on what I saw when we were stepping through on the client side of things is that RIA should normally, or at least was for us, encoding everything as that, binary.
December 16th.
And with the updated code is now encoding it as some sort of map. So I would assume that's an encoding switch, but
1024 was 2 years ago.
That's
I'm
not
making
what
a lot
NPM
of logic
says.
leaps here.
NPM says 1024 was published on August 5th last year, 2020.
So just, sorry, you said you're looking at NPM?
Mhm.
Oh, let me look at the releases history. That's better.
That's what I'm looking at.
All right. June, April, August 5th. Yeah, and so when we added RIA was December 16th. 1024 was August 5th. 200 was April 23rd this year. So it's got to be 1024, but I don't understand why the files are so different. Unless I got it from somewhere different.
Yeah, maybe maybe you didn't grab the latest at the time.
Or I don't even know. I probably grabbed stuff from, I don't even know. Let me look here. Oh, here we go. Maybe I got it from here. This says November, which could make sense. Git log. Gordon Sim, September 10th, 2020. This is probably where I got it from. Well, so yeah, let me do this. ls dist git diff dist ria.js temp ria. Nope. These are very different also. So I don't know where that RIA came from, but it's like super not the same as anything else. So we just, whatever, like we're done for today, but the problem is clearly the RIA library and figuring out what the difference is. or figuring out if maybe there's a syntax change or something that we need to fix it or whatever. But I don't think so, because all we want to do is send the body as the binary. So I don't know what to say. Like, I'm sure if we copy in the file, it's just gonna effing work.
Well, yeah.
But anyway,
copy in the file or step back through the versions one by one and until you find the one that it is, and then use that version number.
well, ideally we should make it work with the like a new, like a current version of it.
Yeah,
Like, we should just
204.
fix the problem, huh?
Yeah, 204 is the latest.
Right. Yeah. I mean, for giggles, let's see here. Package that. Oh yeah, wait. Git branch, git checkout debug bypass SSO. Config.js. Localhost 8000. Nope. 5672. Package.json. What'd you say the current version was?
204.
And so we need a post install. How do I? Oh, so I do npm install to
set it
load
to
the
that
latest
version.
packages?
Yeah, you do npm install, and it's a regular dependency, right? Not a dev, or is it a dev? dependency?
Correct. Right, and then post install, it runs our what?
Sorry, I thought you were going to use npm install to change the version, but you edited the package JSON, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so I changed it to 204, and so this file RIA is showing modified. So npm start.
It's showing modified. Is node modules in Git?
No, we wrote that copy script as a post install,
Oh, right.
which copies the deps from node modules into that's this where is it? Copyrex.sh.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm assuming copying from the dist is the thing to do.
Yeah, that should be it.
Here's the server, and then here's the client. Magic, it effing works now. So whatever version we had was like some crazy in-betweeny version.
It was from the future.
It was from the past future.
Mm-hmm.
Or the future past. Like, I don't know how whatever got in there, but it's working now.
Yay.
Heck yeah.
Yay, internet. So let's see, what do I have here? I don't need the manifest snippet. We need package lock, we need package, and we need RIA. Updates RIA version for insane error about. All right, so I pushed it to the debug bypass SSO branch. And with that, I think it's time to go.
Yeah. We only spent the last 40 minutes feeling like terrible programmers.
Oh God.
Better.
so awful. I hate stuff like that. God, it's terrible. All right. Well, thanks everybody. We'll see you next month, I guess.
Heck yeah.
All right.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Getting kicked in the face for an hour is more like an outro.